Hello, UK Taskmaster fans out there. I come to you today with a little bit of potential controversy. Series 18, Episode 10 just got released. Le Goose. Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't watched the episode yet, Andy Saltzman wins the series. But should he have? Should Jack D have won the series? There's one task in particular this episode that puts a bit of a question mark on that. That was the counting seats in the theater task. So the general idea is you had to count the number of seats in the theater while also looking at the screen and relaying the pictures that pop up. For every seat you get wrong from the actual count, it adds a minute to your time. The first number that you say is the number, is your answer. So whatever number comes out of your mouth, that's your answer for the number of seats in the theater. Rosie Jones found this out in hilarious fashion.
3! 3! Oh!
Pardon?
And I was so upset.
She was. Yeah, you told me you got distracted by the hedgehog and said 3.
Considering there were 333 seats in that theater, she wound up with a grand total time of 338 minutes and 39 seconds, winding up in spot number 2 behind Jack, because he did this.
Hang on. 3.
Did the man say 3 out loud?
Of course I bloody said it, you know.
Now here's a key element. We don't know exactly what Jack's time was.
Jack, his score was over 5 hours, 38 minutes, unbelievably. 2 points to Rosie, 1 to Jack D.
All we know is that he took over 338 minutes, which was Rosie Jones's time, which means all we know is that he took more than 5 minutes to get to that mumbling state. Now I noticed on Threads some people caught this with a keen eye.
Eagle?
It is an eagle. Do you like eagles?
Couldn't eat a whole one.
That's right. Andy Saltzman, who wound up with a time of 13 minutes, 19 seconds and a score of 4 points on that task, he said the number 1.
Couldn't eat a whole one.
But I also noticed something else that a lot of people seem to have missed.
A bird.
Nearly.
Eagle.
Correct.
Hey! One of those exercise balls.
Yeah, it looks like a lime at first, doesn't it?
One of those exercise balls.
Baba Yunde with all 5 points and taking the task home with him, he said the number 1 as well. Obviously, this changes the scores dramatically, but the real question is, does this change mean that Jack should have won the task, or at the very least, should have won the series in grand total? Well, here's the grand total of points that were given at the end of the episode. Now, let's just go ahead and admit that Jack said the word 3. He admitted it. Everything's on the table there. So let's just go ahead and assume that that is in play, and he gets the full more than 338 minutes attached to his time. Without knowing exactly how much that is, though, it becomes difficult to say who won what. The real takeaway from this is that Emma won the task, but really, there are 3 scenarios that are in play as far as everybody else goes. They are that Jack does worse than Rosie, Baba, and Andy, Jack does worse than Rosie and Baba, and that Jack does worse than Rosie. Here are the point totals in scenario number 1. The result is Jack loses the series, Andy Saltzman wins. Here are the points totals if he did worse than Rosie and Baba. This is where things turn with Jack winning the series and Andy coming in second place. In scenario number 3, Jack doing worse than just Rosie changes things up even further down that line. So of all 3 different scenarios, 2 of those 3 have Jack winning the episode. We don't know this for sure. It'd be interesting if Alex addresses this and comes up with Jack's actual time so that we can put a nail in this coffin for good and find out who won Series 18 of Taskmaster. Thank you.